Hey, 8th grade. Today we are moving on in chapter 10. We're working on the Pythagorean theorem. You might have seen this in 7th grade. I know it's towards the end of the school year, so you may or may not have covered it. But we're going to take a look at it today. It involves right triangles. Right triangles. So in a right triangle, the side opposite the right angle is called the hypotenuse. So that would be this side here is called the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse. On this triangle, it would be this side. So it's the line opposite the corner, okay? That right 90-degree corner. And then the other two sides of the triangle are called legs. So we're going to be using the legs and the hypotenuse in today's lesson. If a triangle is a right triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the legs. So in a formula, that looks like a squared plus b squared equals c squared, okay? Or c squared equals a squared plus b squared. C is the hypotenuse. And then a and b are the legs. And it doesn't matter which one. Okay? So if we take a look at the example and how we'll be using this, right? So find the missing length. The missing length is x. We have to, by looking at this, determine where A, B, and C are. Because x is opposite the 90-degree angle, C is equal to x, right? This is the C. This is the hypotenuse. So x is equal to, C is equal to, right? 12 plus 5. And in the formula, they're all squared. Okay, which is why they're part of this chapter, because we're working with squares and square roots, right? Radicals. So in order to solve, you can use a calculator. You shouldn't need to for this problem, but we will be working with decimals. We have x squared is equal to 144 plus 25. X is equal to 169 squared, right? X squared is equal to 169. In order to solve, we need to get the variable all by itself. We need one of them. So we're going to square root both sides, which leaves us with x is equal to 13. And this had a label of inches. Okay. Now you try. Now you try. Let's say that you have a right triangle. Exactly the same setup as the one we just did. The hypotenuse is missing. So x squared is equal to, one of these needs to be A, one of these needs to be B. It doesn't matter which one. Go ahead and solve. Your answer, if you're not ready, pause it, should be 15 meters. We're going to try another one. This time, one of the legs is missing, right? So here is our 90-degree angle, which means the hypotenuse is 14.7. So 14.7 squared is equal to, and maybe I'll say the top is A and the missing is B. So 11.9 squared plus B squared. So now in this problem, we have to do a little bit more math to get the variable alone. So first, we need to square our numbers. So 11.9 squared in a calculator is about 141.6 plus b squared equals, and 14.7 in a calculator is 216.09. So we subtract 141.6 to get the variable by itself. We end up with b squared on the left, and on the right, when we subtract, we get something like 74.49, around there. And to get one of the variables, we need to square root it. So, you know, on your phones, if you hold it sideways, right, you can plug in the 74.49 and the square root option pops up. So when we use that, we get b is equal to 8.63. And we had a label of kilometers, so we need that label. How about you try? Okay, depending on how you want to set this up, again, opposite of the 90-degree angle is C, right? That's our hypotenuse. So we have 15.4